everyone, it's Lily here at AIBC. I'm joined by Fieldman Robinson. He is the co-founder of Vertical Voyage.
Good afternoon.
I'm excited to hear a lot more about Vertical Voyage. I mean, we've been chatting, we know each other through mutual friends here in Dubai. So how has Vertical Voyage become such an integral part of what's happening here in the UAE? And why did you choose to create it and build something here in the UAE?
Sure. So Vertical Voyage is a company started by me and my business partner, who happens to be my lovely wife. How we came about starting is we both have a history and background in gaming, TV, movies, film and business development. So we decided, let's put our skills together and build something over here in Dubai. The reason why we chose Dubai was a number of reasons, actually. One, we'd actually done some traveling around the world before we officially started operating here in Dubai. So it was around 15 countries. We were scouting, seeing where we wanted to live, where we wanted to, develop our business. And ultimately, Dubai ticked all the boxes for that. Part of the reasons behind that were just the can-do attitude in Dubai and the culture of that, opportunities for networking, meeting people from different walks of life, and because it's a very international city in that sense as well, so many different cultures and people here from all over the world. In terms of what we do with regards to working with brands and IPs and working with companies that produce entertainment where we can integrate those brands and IPs into them, we thought here was a great place because there's so many companies setting up here, trying to make something new, interesting. And also most of these companies that we work through, which are international brands and IP owners, are interested in growing and expanding in the MENA region and beyond. So that's what we did.
It makes sense. I think everyone is looking really to move to this region and what they can be building. And in terms of IP, so intellectual property, how do you work with companies and kind of piece that together here in the UAE?
Yeah, so what we do is, for example, my history, I worked for several film studios. So I've got good relations with those ones such as Sony Pictures, Lionsgate Films, etc. And from that, you build those networks, you create good rapport, and those people there are happy to work with me wherever I am in the world. I think COVID made a big difference, because I had to work remotely for that whole period. So it made it easy, apart from the late night calls at 2 a.m. But, generally speaking, it's an opportunity whereby they don't have anybody on the ground and I am on the ground, or we are on the ground. So we can actually build those connections to companies here and further afield. That also links to the wider context of Dubai being a global hub, in the sense that it's good access to travel to Europe, other parts of Asia and Africa, especially with those emerging, growing markets being there as well. If we're going into a little more specifics with the brands and the IPs, one of the things with them is they want to be more engaged and integrated into cultural elements here. So you don't want to have a brand just come in and say, right, we're doing it this way, that's it. We want to work with them to help them integrate them into products and developments going on here, especially in the gaming, which is our main area, but not our only area of focus. So that's what we do.
Yeah, that's actually super important, because I think when people do come here, there is this everyone's living their lives and they're doing it in their own ways. But you forget when it comes fundamentally to business, it is still different, because it's that combination of East meets West, it's amazing being positioned like that, but things operate differently here. So for someone that is thinking of moving their business here and just moving to Dubai in general, what would be some good advice to them, what they need to really think about, the high level kind of stuff?
On a high level, be open to the different culture and the nuances. For example, operating hours can be slightly different, especially during the period that's coming up soon, Ramadan, which is really cool. So even for me, getting used to that, it's like an eye-opener. And just how, say, for example, business meetings are done. It's not done in the same way as you would expect in the West or other parts of the world, in other parts of Europe or Asia, where I've worked with companies and partners in those regions as well. So you should be open to that. I think also, to be successful and to grow, you need to be bold. in the sense that you don't have to do things exactly the same way as you've been taught in another country. Step out, try and do something different, and be sure to network. I think networking is one of the key things to do here in Dubai and the wider UAE. Definitely network, because other opportunities present themselves that you may not necessarily have thought would have been there. So, for example, it could be a case, for me, looking at just gaming, well, not just gaming, but it started off with a particular focus in the gaming sector, but that's opened up into other areas such as location-based entertainment, finance, those kind of things. So be open to those opportunities when they arise, and enjoy the life and the opportunities here. There are many, many opportunities, and it's a great life here as well. So I think those things are something to be aware of, but also be aware that you can access other markets from here, like I mentioned before. So for us, one of the reasons we chose here and why we enjoy it is because it allows us to work with other companies in other territories. But the attraction of Dubai as a glamorous, innovative, compelling place attracts other companies to want to work with us here. And because we're involved in that culture as well, it's also changed us somewhat a bit at how we work and how we do things going forward. So
Yeah, I think that's actually so true, because even for me, when I moved here, I had no idea of the journey that I was going to go on, but it is all about being very open and listening to what people need as well. There's actually a big need in this region. I mean, in the gaming world, it's so exciting what's coming and what can be done, but it hasn't really been done before. So you can shape that and you can create your own role, really, here, which is just amazing. Things you wouldn't necessarily think needed back home or wherever you're from, here it might be very necessary. So be very open, and that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, for us, because we've worked mainly in the West, certain practices and protocols, we're used to those things. But being here and being on the ground, you start to learn and observe a bit more about those opportunities. So for us, one of our focuses towards the latter half of 2024 was, let's actually start to try and become part of the ecosystem with the skills and knowledge we've had, or we have, and what we've done in the past. Maybe we can work with other companies here, bring that knowledge, bring those skills, and then foster that into the ecosystem here as it develops. Using that ecosystem, that is what we can then use to drive wider growth in the MENA region as a whole, and within gaming as it moves forward, especially with the new technology and the Web3, NFTs. All those things are intrinsic, I would say, to the growth of the technology and the capabilities and the possibilities. So we're always looking to learn from those, but also link them to what we have in the past to help grow the ecosystem.
Yeah. And Fieldman, you're here at AIBC. I mean, I've asked this question to most people of what brought you here and what makes you attracted to these types of events. We have an interesting story because we know each other, but still.
Well, you brought me here, really. But what really brought me here was, we have a mutual friend who connected us, and we spoke about it. But then, the opportunity to be around, people who are doing innovative things, who are doing other interesting things, is a great opportunity. And I wouldn't want to miss that kind of opportunity going forward. And obviously, like I said before, it can open up other doors. You meet people and you learn ideas, and then you can get a spark of imagination and think, wait a minute, there's a new idea that's come out of meeting somebody here. And that's already happened to me this morning from one conversation. I've actually thought, this could work for another project I'm working on. So that's why it's important to be at these events. I think, as things progress in Dubai, and like I said, it is very innovative. The rulers and the government have a plan for gaming as a whole, and other industries. But you're even seeing it even down to the events industry. There's over 400 events that take place, business events that take place in Dubai. And with the Expo city expansion, the Al Maktoum Airport going to be developed even further, you can expect more business, more opportunities like this to come along as time progresses.
Yeah, it is. It's such an exciting time to be here and be building something because, as you say, yeah, the potential just continues to grow. So, yeah, this is a great spot to be. Anyone that's thinking about coming to AIBC, please come join us. Yeah, it's just about meeting amazing people, building upon friendships you already have, and then meeting new people. So, thank you so much. It's great to see you, Fieldman. Thank you.
Thank you.